What better way is there to start a story than having your MC on the verge of dying? Many authors have used this plot, so today I will give you my top 10 manhwa where the main character is reborn as a baby. Do note that this recommendation is not ranked. Without further delay, I present to you our first recommendation. The reincarnated assassin is a genius swordsman. Just like the name implies, our main character was an assassin who died at the hands of his master. He was kidnapped when he was still a baby and was trained as an assassin for his owner's noble family. However, he chanced upon the inheritance of an ancient expert during one of his assassination missions and got an SSS-class sword skill. Once he learned the first form of this skill, the magic spell that bound him and made him unable to disobey his master was undone. Happy that he is no longer going to be bound, he started making plans to live a free life, but he got discovered and killed by his master. Thankfully, his strong resentment towards the master awakened his system and he got reborn into the most powerful family on the continent. Now, even though his current body is sick from the moment he was born, he vows to stop at nothing to get his revenge on the former master, who is now the second strongest person on the continent. This is a new manhwa not to miss. The artwork is awesome and complements the storyline. Next, we have Evil Dragon as Reincarnated. Revenge begins at the age of 5. In this manhwa, our MC, who was initially a dragon, died at the hands of humans, but he got a second chance and was reincarnated as a human being. Haha, he was initially a 1,000-years-old dragon waiting patiently to exact revenge on mankind, because the whole dragon race was exterminated by humans, leaving him all alone in the world. This is an incredible manhwa where the main character becomes what he hates. Though it is a new manhwa, it has already 30+ chapters. Next, we have Golden Mage. Do you love manhwas in a setting where sword and magic reign supreme? Then this is the manhwa you are looking for. In this manhwa, our MC lost his parents at an early age and had to work like crazy his whole life just to repay the huge debt they left behind. One of his many jobs was playing games as a pro gamer for a team. However, one day his identity as a pro gamer was discovered by his classmates. As a result of this incident, he got closer to a female classmate, after which he thought this was his chance to start a love life, but dies unexpectedly in an accident. Thankfully, he got a second chance and was reborn in a world of sword and magic. This manhwa gives the vibe of Mushoku Tensei at first, but I must say the MC's mother is quite the beauty. Ha ha ha. Anyways, this is an awesome manhwa for fans of magic world-based manhwa. Next, we have Superstar from Age 0. This is a new manhwa dropped this July 2023. In this manhwa, our MC died while on set as a supporting cast member, even though he tried his best to be an actor. While dying, he hoped to become an actor in his next life. Miraculously, he got a second chance and was reborn as a baby. When he was 7 months old, he remembered the memories of his past 100 life, from when he was a slime to being a fairy and many other life forms. And the skills he got in these life forms had been stored in his consciousness. Now, with the knowledge of his past 100 life and skills, he is determined to be the protagonist and a mega superstar and actor. I strongly recommend reading this manhwa when you are having a bad or stressful day. It will melt your heart with its comedy and how the MC's cuteness slays people. Next, we have Records of the Demonic Path's Return. Are you a fan of Nanomachine or Reborn Heavenly Demon manhwa? Then you will love this one. In this manhwa, our MC is one of the young masters of the Heavenly Demon cult. Unlike his siblings, he was not interested in becoming the next cult leader. All he cared about was literature, so he withdrew himself from the selection for the next cult leader and went into seclusion where he continued to pursue literature for years. However, once the next cult leader was chosen, his brother killed all his siblings, including our MC, even though he had already been in a remote corner of the cult without any interference. I must say that the MC is quite naive to think that he can survive in a place like the Heavenly Demon cult without seeking power. Thankfully, he got a second chance and regressed to when he was still a child. Now, he is set on defeating his brothers and avoiding the future tragedy. This manhwa is quite awesome as it will keep you glued from chapter to chapter. Next, we have Revenge of the Iron-Blooded Sword Hound. This manhwa revolves around our main character, Vikir. He was a cruel and loyal dog to the Baskerville family. He did every dirty job you could think of just to get the recognition of the family. However, he was betrayed by the family and shamefully executed in public. Fortunately for him, he got a chance and regressed to when he was still a baby. With his previous knowledge, he is dead set to monopolize every resource and get his revenge on the family head, who also happens to be his biological father. This is an incredible manhwa with intense scenes, and the artwork is also excellent. So, do check it out. Next, we have Soul Land 5. Though this manhwa was dropped over 6 months ago, it can be considered a new manhwa. The main reason why it made it on our list is because it brings different world-building elements to the table. I know that many people might decide to skip this because of the previous Soul Land series, but I will ask you to wait a bit, as this manhwa is different from the old Soul Land. This one has a clean panel compared to other Soul Lands with messy panels. In this manhwa, our MC was reborn in a world where beasts dominate, and humans are nothing more than mere slaves to the beasts. Not only is our MC looking for his lover who got reincarnated together in this world, but he must also work hard to rise in this world where the beasts dominate the whole planet. This is quite an interesting manhwa that I'll recommend you read if you haven't. The artwork is quite excellent, though the characters resemble the ones in the whole series. Next, we have beast familiars for all, awakening of mythical talents. Speaking of manhwa that bring new world-building elements to the table, it is undeniable that there have been quite a few successful manhwa over the decade, where the MC is in a world where humans and beasts become companions. And yeah, in this manhwa our main character is reborn in such a world, where to level up he trains beasts and makes them overpowered thanks to his system. This manhwa is quite awesome, and I strongly recommend it to people who are into shonen. You will be amazed by how clean and attractive the artwork looks, and the MC is quite a likable fellow, unlike the usual naive shonen MCs who need a lot of assistance. Next, we have returned as a martial genius. This is quite an amazing one. Though it is a new manhwa, it made it on our list because it took us out of the traditional Miram world. When Monster Gates appeared on Earth, each continent was asked to choose its theme, and Asia chose Miram's theme. Our main character, who did not inherit the martial art technique of his clan, was expelled from his clan and could only become a lowly D-rank hunter. He later dies in action but gets a second chance by regressing. Now, he decided to change his path and gets an SSS class technique. This manhwa has the potential to be big. The storyline will hook you, coupled with the amazing artwork. The next recommendation is The Swordmaster's Youngest Son. In this manhwa, our main character Jin rekindled despaired as he lived under the shadow of his siblings. And soon enough, he was exiled from his family because of his trashy talent. His family is known as a swordsman family. However, even though he worked more than anybody in his family, he couldn't be half as good as the gateman. Wishing to prove himself, he practices the art of magic under contract with the god of his ancestors. Sadly, it was still too late to prevent his death and that of his family. Fortunately for him, when he opens his eyes, he realizes he has returned to the past, when he was still a 1-year-old child. Now, with the knowledge of his past life, he vowed to preserve his talent in swordsmanship and become the greatest sword master in history. This manhwa is a masterpiece that will keep you glued from panel to panel and chapter to chapter. The MC is quite a likable fellow and the fight scenes are incredible. Let me know in the comments section whether this video was helpful. And do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends if you like it. Peace be unto you.